There's something about this MMA community that I really don't understand because I feel like I am in the complete minority in feeling this way. I am so sick and tired of watching fighters bring their little kids to the arena. And the idea for this video is because Dustin Poirier is going to bring his very young daughter. I don't even know how old she is. She looks like she's like 4 or something like that. But I'm sick and tired of having to watch these children react to their parents getting floored. We're going to talk about that in just a second. I would love to know what you guys think about it in the comments section down below. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Before we talk a little bit more about it, I want to bring you over to championship rounds, which they had this to say on Twitter. Dustin Poirier says his daughter will be watching his fight at UFC 302 from the front row for the first time ever. My daughter's going to be there, front row for the first time ever. I want to show her that you can accomplish your dreams. I think this might be the last time I get a shot at raising that belt up in the air, and I want her to see it. Okay, look at this daughter. Look at this little girl. How old do you think she is? Bringing her to a bloodbath. And you know what? I know I'm going to get at the comments already. I know I'm going to get it, where it's like, well, it's not your kid. Don't tell somebody what to do about like with their kid. I don't care. You're bringing them to like a gladiator cage. There are just things that they are not meant to see, and what she's going to have to do is what's likely going to happen. I know Dustin Poirier is living in a little bit of a delusion right now, but what are the odds on that fight? The entire world thinks that Islam Makhachev is either going to knock out Dustin Poirier or just completely embarrass him. And it's going to, even with the ground and pound, you could leave your father in a bloodbath. What comes to mind and what people are saying is Kamaru Usman's daughter and Israel Adesanya's son. They have to watch their dad get finished brutally. Something I will never forget. I will never forget is the look on Kamaru Usman's daughter's face when Kamaru Usman was sitting there after getting head kicked by KO by Leon Edwards. And you're like, oh my God, is Kamaru Usman dead? That's what his little kid was probably thinking. Look at this little girl, man. Look at her. I don't even know how old she is. That is too young. That is too young to be brought in there. A screaming arena. Think about it. If Dustin Poirier happens to get knocked out, he's laying there, and we know Dustin, and I don't mean to make fun of him for this way, but you know Dustin Poirier is going to sit there and cry about not accomplishing his dreams. You're going to look weak in front of your daughter too. Like, I don't get that. I think this is so egotistical of fighters where it's like, okay, well, he had this to say, okay? My daughter's going to be there front row for the first time ever. I want to show her that you can accomplish your dreams. That's completely selfish. What happens to, like, you know more than anybody, Dustin Poirier, that anything can happen in a fight. Yeah, you know what? It might give you a little bit extra motivation, but I don't think it's okay to use your kid that way. I don't. And I know, again, like I said, I'm going to get the comments where it's, oh, don't tell anybody what to do. These kids are going to have to learn sooner or later. Yeah, but what happened to protecting childhood? What happened to that? My mom would have never showed this to me. I can tell you right now, if I was competing in the UFC, if I was competing in any amateur fight, doesn't matter at all. I wouldn't even now have a second thought. I have a newborn daughter right now. I wouldn't have a second thought about bringing her until she's like, I don't know, 12 at the very least. Like, there are just things that your children shouldn't be exposed to, and this is not one of them. Think about Dustin Poirier sitting there, laying unconscious, didn't accomplish his dreams, right? In tears, either crying, knocked out, you don't know what could happen. The whole arena is sitting there and cheering for Islam Makhachev, cheering for this insane highlight reel that just happened. And the daughter is going to be the only one in there crying. That's some psychological damage you will not be able to reverse. For what? And I know, like Dustin said, I can show my daughter that she can accomplish her dreams. It's selfishly motivated. He wants to do this in front of his child. He wants to be able to put the belt around her. He wants to be able to just bring her in the octagon. Look, family, I did it. Okay, I understand, but I think you should put your ego to the side for a minute, accomplish your dream, bring the belt home to your daughter. The risk is not worth the reward. Psychological damage forever is not worth the reward. She might not ever look at you the same. This big bad UFC fighter, the first time she's coming to watch you fight, you potentially get finished. You're getting up there in age. Fights are getting harder. Islam Makhachev is the pound for pound #1 fighter. The risk is not worth the reward. I don't think this is okay when UFC fighters do it. I get sick to my stomach, and I don't, like, honestly, if you guys follow the channel, you might know that I'm not somebody who just gets butthurt about a lot of stuff in MMA, but this is one thing that I just hate. I hate it. Brendan Allen holding his little daughter in his hand. Can't remember if it was, honestly, that one's a little bit vague to me, but holding his basically newborn in his arm. Brendan Allen's sitting here talking about cum shot Chimaev. Like, oh my God, he's talking about that with his little kid in his arms. At Frankie Edgar's retirement fight, getting knocked out, walking away with his family. I don't understand. I don't understand why people, they know anything could happen in a fight. And I know you'll be motivated with your daughter there. You'll want to win more than anything in the entire world. You would honestly think that your wife would be that type of person, but like, I don't know, like maybe you just need the extra motivation. I think it's just selfish. I think you're potentially sacrificing their psychological trauma for the potential for you to just have your family in the octagon for a nice moment. I don't get it. I don't like it. I think it's honestly on the verge of child abuse. Kids that age, again, look at this little girl. Kids that age shouldn't be exposed to that. I will stand on that. Think about Kamaru Usman's daughter. Think about Israel Adesanya or Alex Pereira. Have I been saying Israel Adesanya's son? I meant to say Alex Pereira when he fought Adesanya. That's what I meant to say. If I've said that earlier in the video, I might have said that. But it's insane. It's insane. I hate it. And if Dustin Poirier, I hope Dustin Poirier wins a fight. I will be cheering for him. Okay, that'd be a beautiful, beautiful ending to a fairy tale story that was Dustin Poirier. But the reality is, he doesn't have a good chance in this fight. And what's more likely to happen is him crying in the octagon and his daughter having to see that. Him bloodied up, battered, defeated. That's what she's most likely to see. While the whole arena is cheering and she's the only one crying. She'll be alone. Daddy won't be there. Dad will be in the octagon defeated. It's disgusting. And I'm a fan of Dustin Poirier. I love his fights. I've been watching him for a long time, but I really, really hate it when fighters do this. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you very much for watching the video.